Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to highlight one green flag for Amazon stock investors in 2023 and beyond. And if you've been following Amazon so far in 2022, you've known that it's been a miserable year for Amazon stock investors. The company market cap, as I show here on the screen, approached $2 trillion. It was close to 1.8 1.9 trillion dollar market cap in July of 2021, and starting in late 2021 we see the stock started to collapse and it's lost more than half of its market cap. It's now trading down near $940 billion. And if you go back all the way to 2020, that's roughly about the market cap the stock was trading at before the pandemic boom took its stock price and caused it to soar as consumers were spending more money from home because brick and mortar retailers were closed. And so Amazon stock has given up all of those gains from the pandemic. It's right back to where it started. So let's get into why I see this as a green flag for Amazon stock investors in 2023. And what I'm going to show here is Amazon's web services segment. And the way Amazon's web services segment works is that customers sign contracts with AWS, and Amazon books those as unearned revenue. And Amazon doesn't get to count that as revenue until it serves that obligation to the customers, or when customers use the AWS services that they signed up for, that they agreed to pay for. So in the meanwhile, these go into Amazon's financial statements as unearned revenue, as I've highlighted here. And that shows how much contracts Amazon has signed for AWS. And we see here what I've highlighted. Additionally, we have performance obligations primarily related to AWS associated with commitments in customer contracts for future services that have not yet been recognized in the consolidated financial statements. These amounts totaled $100 billion as of June 30th, 2022. $100 billion of revenue that it has, contracts that it has that are going to turn into revenue for AWS segment. Now, that was in its second quarter, right, as of June 30th. Let's look at that figure as of September 30th, the most recent update, which I show here. As of September 30th, that figure rose to 104.3 billion as of September 30th. So the figure rose quarter over quarter by $4 billion. This is even amid the uncertain macroeconomic backdrop that's been causing technology companies to pull back capital spending, to pull back all kinds of discretionary spending. AWS was able to increase the contract signed by roughly $4 billion. So why is this such a green flag for Amazon stock investors? Well, take a look at this. Here I have Amazon's three different reported segments. So Amazon reports its results through three segments: its North American segment, its international segment, and the AWS segment. Look at the AWS segment here. Net sales I have highlighted up here. Growth roughly about 30% over the last 6 quarters. More importantly, look at the operating profit margin for the TTM, which stands for trailing 12 months in the AWS segment. We see here 29.4, 29.4, 29.8, 31, and 30%. Let's say 30% is the operating margin for AWS net sales. Now, if we go back here to the commitment of $104 billion, that means we can forecast that Amazon has laying dormant roughly $30 billion in operating income that's going to generate over the next few quarters, over the next, let's say, 4 to 12 quarters from those AWS contract commitments. So that's a big deal for Amazon stock investors, because look at its other two segments. We look at the North American segment, a very skinny operating margin here. We look at 4.4% at the height of the pandemic spending boom in the second quarter of 2021, and falling down, and it was negative in the most recent two quarters, negative 0.5% and negative 0.9%. And the international segment is faring even worse, a negative operating margin over the last 4 quarters. So the fact that Amazon has $104 billion in committed contractual obligations for AWS revenue in its most profitable segment, AWS, is great news for Amazon stock investors in 2023, but also beyond, right? All of those obligations may not be fulfilled in 2023. They may go beyond 2023. And in the meanwhile, if the trend continues, Amazon has been increasing those contractual obligations. So this is a boom for Amazon stock investors for not just 2023, but beyond 2023. Okay, so that's all I've got for this video. If you've gained any value, please hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help me make more videos like this one. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for all investors of all skill sets and risk levels. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by more than 3 times. Go to fool.com/Parkev to get your 10 stock picks now.